Alright, good day everyone to today's yapping session. Now, in today's video, I'm just going to talk about something that I think is quite impressive and kind of sad at the same time. Now, in today's video, as you can saw by the thumbnail or the title, I'm going to argue why My Hero Ultra Rumble is one of the best anime games to date. Now, anime games have a reputation of being poorly made, not really thought out, not having a lot of passion and love put into them. Over the years, they have rightfully garnered that reputation due to things like the One Punch Man game, the Jump Force game, and other crap like that. Now, originally, when I saw My Hero Ultra Rumble, which is a My Hero inspired battle royale game, I did not like it. I actually hated it. I hated how the game felt, how it moved, etc. But it was free, so I said, all right, it's not like it's a case where I'm gonna have to buy this game and put in any sort of commitment in it up front. It's free. I can download it whatever I want. And it took a few times, but eventually I really got into the swing of things with this game. I really came to love and respect this game for what it is. My Hero Ultra Rumble, in my opinion, is the simulation of how it would actually feel to be a anime character with powers. What do I mean by that? Now, in any other anime fighting games, yes, you have you're using the characters with their powers or special abilities, but I think My Hero One Justice, with its battle royale setting, is the perfect environment to make you actually feel like you are actually in that setting. You have to know various things. You have to know the matchup, you have to know your special abilities, you have to know the environment, and all of these things culminate in it being one of the best anime fighting games. Now, I'm mainly going to go over 3 points why I think it is one of the best. Alright, so firstly, going off of its gameplay with the characters and the customization and the personality of the game, and lastly, the monetization of the game, which is a double-edged sword, as we will get into. Firstly, the gameplay. As stated, My Hero Ultra Rumble is a battle royale game in which 24 players, sometimes in teams of 3, so 8 teams, enter into a stage and battle it out, and the last remaining member or the last remaining team wins. Something that you've known for a long time now. That's how battle royales typically work. Now, My Hero Ultra Rumble kind of takes inspiration from another battle royale game called Naraka Blade Point. But the thing with Naraka Blade Point, well, when it originally launched, it wasn't, one, not free, and two, it's more of a high-spec game. You need a stronger PC to kind of run that game very fluidly. Thing with My Hero Ultra Rumble and its graphics and whatever have you, it's kind of on the low end, so it kind of decreases the bar of entry. So even if you have a kind of like a potato PC, you can still run this game, thankfully. Now, that being said, the gameplay of My Hero Ultra Rumble is a very, very, in my opinion, unique one. Yes, it is a battle royale game, alright, but there's not really any guns in the typical sense. Alright, when it comes down to the movement of the game, I think that the movement is very, very, very good. Especially, it's very character dependent, because you have some characters like Purple Dobby, for example, who has virtually no movement, while you have other characters like Lida, who is a rapid character, a blue character, who can move any which way he wants. And that difference in play styles that people can express themselves with through their different play styles, I think is a definite strength of this game. Now, coming back to the Naraka Blade Point comparison, in Naraka the character gets different weapons, and that allows for the diversity in gameplay. But as stated before, in My Hero Ultra Rumble, you get that diversity in gameplay in the characters that you use and the different skills that you have with the character. Take a look on my hours I have in this game. Can you believe that I believe I am nowhere near as competent as I should be, even with these a lot of hours? Now, that is a case where, maybe it's a case where I'm just very, very, very stupid, and I struggle to get concepts down quickly. But that just goes to show that the gameplay of this game is very, very deep. You can look on, say for example, if you're watching gameplay footage, right, you can tell when someone is brand new to a game, brand new to a character, versus someone who has hundreds of hours in a character. They play this game religiously. You can just look on the gameplay and tell. All right, now I think on a little tangent here, I think that's the problem with the JJK game that was made by the same developer. I think that's a problem with that game, because a person, if you're looking on gameplay on that game, I know if it's just me, I cannot tell the difference on a first glance between a high level player of that game and a noob. Everything just looks the same. It just looks like a bunch of stiff moving chaos to me, nothing more, nothing less. But in this game, you can clearly tell when someone is just fundamentally better than you. All right, it is a case where there are cases where if one player is good enough, they can wipe out an entire squad by themselves. All right, and I think the gameplay is very reminiscent of things like JJK or even Naruto, for example, where you have to know the environment, your abilities, their limitations, their strengths. You have to know the limitation and abilities of your opponents, how they're moving, where they their biases in movement, their biases in attacks, and all of that in order to actually get good in this game. All right, it's a bit of a fighting game, and the movement as well kind of culminates in this, I believe, a masterpiece of gameplay, a masterpiece of movement, a masterpiece of combo execution, if you will. It's not too difficult, but the depth is definitely there. Now, one of my favorite animes and mangas is JJK, and one of my favorite fights in JJKs is in Sendai Colony, where, spoilers, Yuta Kotsuku fought off against 3 special geared entities or sorcerers or whatever of you, well, 4 if you count Juve. Now, during that fight, I find that the way that they were thinking, for example, Yuta not wanting to initially use RCT, reverse curse technique, because he didn't want to give away his hand to his opponent, how his opponents were actually using other players, other calling game players, to kind of scout out what Yuta is able to do. Yuta taking full advantage of the fact that he has certain abilities in that fight. The thing that I like about My Hero Ultra Rumble is I feel like Yuta in that case, no matter how cringe that sounds. It makes you think a certain way, and I think that is very beautiful when an anime game can do that. Games like Storm and even Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles, yeah, they do that, but I think because of how strict the environment is in that game, you're not really forced to think to such a dynamic level. The environment is what plays a very big part in this game, and with the city map that we have and the original map, it forces you to actually understand the environment and how your character would interact with the environment, and how to use the proper movement tools to take advantage of any other situation. Now, secondly, in terms of the characters of the game, just going to go over this briefly. I think the characters of this game are very well selected. I believe that all characters in this game, they play very uniquely and very differently from each other. For example, you have Purple Dobby, which is a more technical character. He has virtually no movement, so you have to play him more defensively in a way. Meanwhile, you have people like Lita, who is a rapid character, he can move very, very, very fast, and due to that, he is able to do hit and run tactics and be very, very oppressive. Things like that, I believe, allow the game to be or cater to a wide difference in playstyle that allow freely for character expression or player expression, as that is. And I think that is very important in a fighting game, especially an anime fighting game. Now, on my last point, because I don't want this video to go on for too long, the monetization of the game. I think that the monetization of this game, the gacha of this game, because it's a gacha game, is very horrendous. I think this is one of the worst gachas I have ever seen in a modern game whatsoever. from the rental tickets downgrade to the premium login tickets downgrade, to the fact that it is much harder for the average person to actually play the game casually and get, a substantial amount of tickets. In order to get tickets without playing this game, you have to really lock in. You have to put in a damn good amount of hours, get ranked up constantly in order to get what you need to get in order to get characters. And even then the rates for some of these banners are absolutely atrocious. I've heard horror stories of people going $300 deep and not getting a single thing, or getting the thing that they want. The pity system, in my opinion, is way too high for this game. You have to spend around $400. You have to spend $400 in order to get the character that you may want. Furthermore, the fact that the points that you use when you multi-summon don't transfer over to other banners is very, very degenerate, in my opinion, and very, very scummy. I think if you took the gacha away from this game would be a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. But because of the gacha and how horrendous it is, it really drops this game down, because you can't separate the game with the gacha. They're one and the same. They're combined, unfortunately. I think that if the game ever sorts out its gacha problems, sorts out the various bugs that it has, it can really live up to its potential as one of the best anime fighting games on the market in this day and age. But I do wish it the best, and I do wish the My Hero Ultra Rumble community the best. And I overall just want the game to develop and get better over time. With that being said, I hope all of you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in for my little ramble, and yeah, bye.